perspective, let me turn to William Courtney. He's a former U.S. ambassador to Kazakhstan and Georgia, and he was previously senior director for Russia, Ukraine, and Eurasian affairs under President Bill Clinton. Ambassador, welcome to the program. Meetings between Sessions and the Russian diplomats, certainly not against the law, but it's failing to disclose it during his confirmation hearings. That seemed to be a big problem here. Do I have this correct?
Asieh, you do have it correct. For foreign ambassadors to meet with senators, members of the House of Representatives, that's quite normal. All the foreign ambassadors are very active up on the Hill, but not disclosing this contact by Sessions, as was the case with Flynn. When Flynn said that he had not discussed sanctions with the Russian ambassador, then it turned out he had. Not disclosing those things poses problems, including there being counterintelligence risks, because the Russians know that such discussions took place, but the officials, U.S. officials, said they did not.
So if you ask the Justice Department, they've already said nothing misleading about Sessions' testimony. They say these meetings with the Russian diplomat happened when he was a senator. So why not just say that during the testimony, that yes, as a senator, I met with the ambassador and had these discussions?
Well, that would be the proper thing to do. When we had the Watergate scandal in the early mid-1970s, there were a couple lessons that came out of that scandal. One was the sin sometimes is less of a problem than the cover-up afterwards. For Sessions and for Flynn to have talked with the Russian ambassador, that's not necessarily a sinful or a huge error, if you will. But to cover it up, that's quite different. And the cover-up often is the bigger problem.
Ambassador, if Sessions does not recuse himself, can he, as the nation's top law enforcement official, oversee, in all fairness, the investigation into alleged Russian interference?
That would be difficult. The momentum, especially by now Republican senators and members of the House of Representatives, for him to recuse himself is so strong that it's likely he will recuse himself. Democrats are calling for him to go further and resign. Republicans are not yet doing that.
What about Michael Flynn? Obviously, he went through something similar. Talk to us about the differences and the similarities and then the implications here.
Well, in the case of Flynn, as I mentioned, Asieh, he said that he had not talked about sanctions with Ambassador Kislyak, but then it turned out he had. Now, Flynn should have known that the U.S. government monitors activities by Russian diplomats in Washington. And Sessions should have known the same thing, because they've both had positions in the past that would have afforded them information about that. So it's really quite puzzling why both Flynn and Sessions really did not tell the full truth about something which the Russians knew to be the case.
And very quickly, Ambassador, how do you see this playing out over the next few days?
The momentum for investigations will continue. The FBI, Justice Department investigation. There is an investigation in the Senate by the Senate Intelligence Committee, one in the House by the House Intelligence Committee, and of course the media are looking into it. So most likely there are going to be more revelations. Another key lesson of Watergate is if you have some bad news, get it out right away. Don't let it dribble out. Both Flynn and Sessions let the bad news dribble out, and then that means that it will constantly be a news story. So the best thing for the administration is to get all the information out right away to try to diffuse some of the charges that may come up in those investigations.
Ambassador William Courtney, thank you so much, sir.